Who is this hero? I've never heard of them before. I've never heard of this hero before.
Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is KarQ, and today I have the former Cloud9 Canadian World Cup and current OWL DPS player, SOOO.
Hello.
Current DPS player feels strong, man. Also, look at the old system up top.
My name is SOOO. I play for the L.
Look at season high 4825. That was literally not possible by the end.
Gladiators, and the hero I'm most known for is my McCree.
He's going to be sharing with you one McCree tip versus every hero in the game to help you deal with each matchup. But first,
isn't this Marbler? No.
we're going to start this out with a quick general tip to add.
Whoa! Okay, I forgot, dude. I forgot about stuff like this right here.
A quick
flashbang the ground, get the Genji above his head.
Tip to add to your
nasty.
General tip for McCree is you can cancel his reload animation with your flashbang. So whenever you hear the bullets going into the chamber, that little click is when you throw your
Also, is this just me? Is the training range a lot brighter? The training range has gotten kind of dark. Is that because Overwatch's dark days are upon?
Flashbang, you can shoot right after.
And with that, let's get started.
When facing Doomfist, try and flashbang him mid-rocket punch. You kind of have to predict when he's going to punch, but you can still flashbang him. When he's seismic slamming, flashbang the ground before he hits you so you can get 2 easy headshots.
Let's count, chat. Okay, there's 25 heroes, I think. Out of these 25, how many of the tips are going to involve the flashbang? We're at 1 right now.
As he's standing still, we'll flashbang. Against Genji, if he's deflecting in front of you, flash above his head. If he's in the air, flash below him. And if he dashes through you, flash the ground.
Now you just throw it and it goes... You just die.
And turn around. Against McCree's, in theory, the second person to flashbang usually wins that flashbang duel because you'll get the first shot in after the stuns wear off. But it's not very practical. So other than that, against McCree's, it's whoever's better at left-right strafing or aiming. Against Pharah's, the best thing you can do besides just shooting them is as soon as she uses her jump jet, you want to instantly high noon because you'll be able to finish locking on the skull by
That's still a pretty good tip.
Animation is over and she can start just dive bombing.
Wait, can't you hit control now or crouch on Pharah now and just like zoom down?
Against Reaper, if you're in a safe situation, as soon as he Wraith forms, you can high noon and just build up the skull by the time.
Wait, does that work like that in live, actually? Now I think about it. Can you lock on to Reaper while he's... Because you couldn't cancel it back then. I know it's slightly different. I don't remember. I think it does work like that. I don't actually know off the top of my head, though. It does?
Okay. He's out of the animation. Against Soldier, try and force him to use his biotic field because then he'll be more inclined to stay in that area. So you can roll and flashbang into him and finish him off. Against Sombra, there's no unique thing you can do because you can't really cancel her ult with your flashbang. So the only thing I can really think of is that Sombras are going to try and invis.
Actually, wait a minute. I'm pretty sure by the end of Overwatch 1, you actually were like almost were able to because like she has to like uncloak. You could time like if you knew it was coming, you could look for it. But at this point, I don't think it was possible.
Behind and flank your teammates, so try and hide in a spot where she won't see you, and as soon as she goes out of invis, flashbang and kill her. Against Tracer, everyone knows that it's just the normal flashbang headshot combo, but a lot of people won't know that you can still do a headshot punch combo if you don't have flashbang. So you do headshot and then you Falcon Punch! Against Bastion.
That's still I don't think that's... The damage number has changed over time, but I'm pretty sure you can still do that.
There's not many unique things you can do, kind of like Sombra, so there's only do nots. Whenever a Bastion is ulting in his transformation, do not flashbang him because it actually makes the ultimate faster. As well as you can't really win a jiggle peak fight against a turreted Bastion.
I actually didn't know that about his old ult.
He has a lot more damage and you can't crit shot him. Against Hanzo, try and play out of his line of sight so you force him to come into you, and if he's close enough, get him into flashbang distance so you can take him out easily. If the Hanzo is a good player, try and not challenge him in a long range duel because you have a million damage fall off, and he can just one-shot you from a mile away. Against Junkrat, whenever he uses ult, try and backpedal and predict, or listen to where it's coming from and try and shoot it down. But do not high noon it. I repeat, do not high noon it.
Can you high noon it now, actually? Now I think about it. Are you able to nowadays?
If you think...
I think you can. They changed it. So, now you can, I believe, right? What? No. Yes, yes, yes. What? No. No, nah. Yes. What's that thing when everybody remembers something that never actually happened? It's like the Mandela effect. Are we having a Mandela effect about, I don't know, you tell me.
She has her ult, and you hear her cast her ult. You have to be quick, but you can flashbang her ult and completely cancel it. Against Torbjorn, if for some reason there's some random ass Torb turret on second point of some map, and you hear it, and you're McCree, you can peek it, shoot it once, flashbang, and fan the hammer. That way you only take about one shot of damage instead of half of your health, and you'll be fine. Against Widowmaker, it's pretty much the same as Hanzo. Don't take fights with her unless you're mid to close range, because you'll be doing as much damage as that Mercy one trick. Against Diva...
Oh my god, the random Mercy Flame. What the... It really is 2017!
After she's thrown her ultimate, you can throw your flashbang at the moving mech to stop its momentum.
Nowadays, you'd get 3 years for that.
And in most cases, save your teammates. Against Orisa, if you are close enough and you hear her starting up her supercharger animation, you can flashbang it before she pulls it out and completely cancel her ultimate. You can flash above their shields if they favor looking up.
The opposite of the Rhine tip. The opposite.
Try and block that flash. You can try and bait them by looking up and then flashing their feet. The obvious one is if they've charged one of your teammates, you can flashbang the charge, saving your teammate. And the other thing you want to do, if you want to set up an Earth Shatter play with the fellow Reinhardt, you can actually roll into past the enemy Reinhardt shield and flash the ground to make sure you flash them.
God, I remember that.
Roadhog, try not to use your flashbang until he's used his heal. Try and just force his heal out of him and be close enough.
You also, if you notice, he used it on the ground that much because sometimes it could like fly past him. So if you threw it at the ground, it was much more accurate.
Flashbang him as he started healing. If you don't have enough bullets, just roll and finish him off. Against Winston's, the best thing you can do is...
Or you could flash both shield. Yeah, at this point, you still could. Yeah, this was... I mean, you could I think you always could. I don't think it was really thought of until like 2017, but yeah.
Shoot them as they're jumping and try and flashbang them mid-air so they won't drop their barrier and you can shoot them some more. Or you can wait until they land and
these are all very useful nowadays.
Flash the ground inside the barrier and double headshot them. As well as when the Winston Prodigal rages, if you're in a safe position, you can high noon and either force him to try and kill you. Or
well, nowadays you take half damage, so now you laugh at the Winston.
He'll be forced to run away and waste a lot of his ultimate. Against Zarya's, what a lot of people might not know is it's better to flashbang when she's looking at you.
This is still very relevant for like most, not even like Flash, but like shooting a lot of characters too. Like Zarya in particular does this really weird like forward motion thing.
Because if you flash from the side, it's like trying to shoot a bobblehead. Against
there's a few characters that do that. Like yeah, stuns aren't really around anymore to like kind of, you know, but like now the Brig stun has come back and a lot of the tanks still have stuns and so yeah.
Ana, if you don't have a barrier to hide behind,
big flinch.
You have to high noon. Try and bait where their sleep dart will go. So like start strafing left and then go right and commit to right. So she won't shoot into the middle or she'll shoot to wherever
that's still
started.
Hey, that's still viable. That's still relevant today.
If you know he has his ult, try and play around him. So when he's about to drop the beat, you can flashbang and cancel his ult. Against Mercy, the flashbang thing with Zarya kind of relates with her, where you mostly want to be looking at her and she's looking at you when you
Mercy also has big flinch.
Has a little bit of a bobblehead at the side, but most importantly, when a Mercy ults, you always want to try and high noon because you can either instantly kill the moth and you don't have to deal with it anymore, or she's forced to hide and will sometimes miss a res because the timer will go out by the time your high noon goes up.
Still somewhat relevant.
Gets close enough to you and starts sucking.
Oh my god, is chat? Have you?
It goes up.
Wait, it actually it actually is one of the most played parts of the video.
Against
Probably people later on were like, "What the f is that thing? Look at this." So you can tell on the YouTube thing, like most replayed, like this is one of them. It's probably like, "Wait, what the f is that thing?"
High noon goes up. Against Symmetra, if she gets close enough to you and starts sucking your dick, try and flashbang over her projectile barrier and go into her and double headshot her. Against Moira, try and flashbang her when she uses her Kamehameha to completely cancel it. When they use trans, try and high noon because the enemy team will feel safe in the trans, and then you might be able to get free kills off of it.
And that's all of them. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll see you next time.
Thanks for having me, KarQ. Be sure to watch my stream at twitch.tv/Fur4 and follow.
God, feels strong, man, dude. Feels strong, man. Yeah, it's like basically all flash tips. That's like not even, you know, it doesn't really apply anymore, but it's so cool. So cool to see how stuff has changed over the years and how different it is. She was a support? Yes. Sim was a support.